Hello, people that how's you doing? So you want to know something. You want to know about this great government. So nearly they spent a half a million on the convention centre. So Dahl and Shannon there when already meeting in the convention centre, and not Dahl there when not that's the house anymore. For the moment in time, I think they're going back. But again, it costs half a million a month to have them there. Isn't that great? They're not going to take it out of their salary. Miho Martin gets ridiculous sum of money. He gets a ridiculous sum of money for being the Taoiseach. Same with the minister, junior minister, gets a ridiculous sum of money. Same with the TD, 96,000 for TD, and then it's going up this year. They're getting a bit of a boost, even though they say they're not going to take it. They're going to get a boost. Don't worry about that. And I don't expect this. If I was Taoiseach, I would have rather been seen dead than say to the Irish people, we're spending a half a million on keeping, the establishment safe. Now, again, if you're a politician or anything like this, again, it's you're obliged to, put yourself at risk. No, because again, this that would have said like they're 100 miles away from each other in the convention centre, like literally, and they're sending kids back to school and they can't even fit into the classroom in some schools, and they put them into garden sheds. Um, Again, can you not? People cannot see the hypocrisy here. That half a million's a lot of money for a month. Just to have them there, the staff and technology, and probably they take a bit for themselves, the TDs, and go off and spend it in the where they don't even pay for drinks in the bars, so wouldn't even worry about that. Um, but yeah, it's just it's a disgrace, and I don't know what because again they could have reached into their pocket every one of them that was there, take out their pocket, pay a certain amount each for it instead of going to the taxpayer and send to the taxpayer. You pay for it. Businesses are closing left, right, and centre. As I say about Carrick McCross, they added a facility in Carrick McCross. They can't open because they haven't got the money to fund the staff. This money could go and fund the staff. It could. It could do it for 3 or 4 months. This amount of money. It could go and get better. It could help a school out. You could do many things to get a new classroom for a school. Don't really pay for a whole new classroom for a school, a special needs classroom for a school. I know one class school in Cavan needs nearly a million, and that would have been a help to them if that would have been given by the Department of Education. But no, they have to go and try and fundraise it. Because yeah, logic, government logic, and they spend. It's apparently the money's there for these when the Irish people, the taxpayer, looks for something off the government, they won't give it to them. Like you said, it's the same with the government. When everybody was out of work, whatever you call it, the pandemic unemployment payment, everybody in the state has to pay that back now, and the politicians, probably got it along with, and they don't have to pay a setback. Um, Again, is it just me, or is it like, God Almighty? Because again, they're sending in children. I want to raise this point. They're sending in children to school, and there's pictures. There's the school action county alone, and no, not Kelly alone, Kelly Westmead, sorry, that they can't even fit into the classroom in the primary school because they haven't got the space. And they're all sitting on top of each other more or less. And in Dowler, when you look at these people in the convention centre, about 3 or 4 of them are there on big salaries. If you add up all the salaries, there's a big pension at the end of it. Yet they're 100 miles away from each other, like, literally 100 miles away. And they're sitting there, and again, if I was a TD in Darlevin, I would be very mad with this. And again, the government, the establishment, OT, the rest of them won't mention this. They won't talk about. Don't worry, OT won't talk about this. It looks bad. It looks bad for 2 months to spend a million on keeping your politicians distance and everything. Yeah. How does it take that much to staff and get broadcasting equipment? Like, my God. It's like the time they got the Puerto and they knocked down a few walls. They didn't use it. They didn't. They spent a million on the Puerto. They didn't use it. It's a great country. Again, the establishment is great in this country. Um, what can be said? What can be said? Again, no. There's no logic. There's not a. You, you just look what's happening now at the moment of time. Um, I could name off 100 things again with that Carrick McCross said. Though. I could name off 100 that school and Cavan, that meets funding, and that could have went a long way. That funding could have went a long way to help out them one project. And again, what the state says, oh, TDs and senators and have to come first, and their safety is more important than the general public and the taxpayer. Um, like, my God.